Hey everybody, welcome back to another good for you tip of the week. And in today's video, I want to talk about ultra processed foods and what they mean and how they affect us. So ultra processed foods are foods that have been significantly altered from their original form using industrial processes and ingredients that you won't normally find in your kitchen. They often contain artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives. They have sweeteners and emulsifiers that have been added to them, and additives that extend their shelf life or change their texture, their refined grains and sugars, and they have little to no whole ingredients like real vegetables, fruits, or grains. Some of the examples will include things that are packaged snacks like chips and candy bars. You have things like instant noodles or soups, sugary breakfast cereals, breakfast bars, soft drinks, and fast food items as well. And even some frozen meals or reconstituted meat products like chicken nuggets or deli meats. Typically, these ultra processed foods are high in calories, sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, and they're low in nutritional value like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. How are they manufactured, you may ask? That's an excellent question. Well, ultra processed foods usually are made in large scale factories using a combination of mechanical, chemical, and industrial techniques. There's different steps to them. So step one, they will take raw ingredients and break them down. Whole ingredients like corn, wheat, soy, and meat are stripped down into their basic components. So wheat will become refined flour. Corn becomes corn syrup, cornstarch, or oil. Soy becomes protein isolate and oil. Meats might be mechanically separated, and this removes the fiber, nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that make them more shelf stable and uniform. The second thing that happens is a chemical modification. The basic ingredients are often chemically modified to improve the texture, flavor, and even shelf life. For example, they can hydrogenate the items, meaning hydrogenation will turn the oils into a solid fat like you see in margarines. There's emulsifications, which help the oil and water mix because you know oil and water doesn't mix to make products like mayonnaise. And then there's flavor enhancers like monosodium glutamate, which is known as MSG, are then added. The third step in this process is blending and formulating. The processed ingredients are blended with additives, so things like colorings, so it looks appealing, artificial and natural flavorings to mimic natural flavors, preservatives to help prevent spoilage and longer shelf lives, stabilizers and thickness, which will help with the consistency and texture of the product. And this is often where the real food aspect will disappear. And the final product will basically have no resemblance to the original ingredients. Take, for example, a real Idaho potato will turn into potato chips. The fourth thing that occurs is shaping and forming. This is when the mixture is shaped using techniques like extrusion. This is used for like cereals, snacks, and even pet foods. Think of Play-Doh going through a mold. Then you have molding or forming, which is shaping nuggets and bars. You have spraying and coating, which is adding the sugar shell on the candy or flavor powder on potato chips. The fifth process is called cooking and packaging, and the food is often pre-cooked and flash dried, then sealed in an airtight packaging to extend shelf life, sometimes for months and even years. It's efficient and cheap, and this is why these foods are everywhere. But the downside is that the processing can strip out the nutrients and pack in excess sugar, fat, and salt. Now let's talk about what kind of preservatives are in these ultra processed foods. So they can contain a variety of different preservatives that extend their shelf life, enhance their flavor, and maintain their appearance. So while these additives serve functional purposes, some have raised health concerns. Some of the common preservatives in ultra-processed foods include something called sodium nitrate and sodium nitrites. The purpose of it, it's used to process meats such as bacon, ham, and hot dogs to prevent bacterial growth and maintain a pink color. The health concern are that these compounds can form nitrosamines in the body, which are linked to increased risk of colorectal cancer. The second common preservative that's used is called butylated hydroxytoluene and butylated hydroxyanisole. The purpose of this preservative is that it's a synthetic antioxidant that prevents the fats and oils from becoming rancid in products like cereals, snacks, and baked goods. The health concern with this are that some studies have suggested potential links to cancer, leading to bans in certain countries, though they remain approved in the USA. The third preservative that's commonly found is sorbic acid and sorbates. The purpose of this preservative is to inhibit mold and yeast growth in cheese, baked goods, and beverages. The health concern with this one is it's generally considered safe, but some individuals may experience allergic reactions. The fourth preservative that's commonly found are called benzoic acid and benzoates. The purpose of this one is that it preserves acidic foods like sodas, fruit juices, and salad dressings by preventing microbial growth. The health concern is that high levels may cause allergic reactions in sensitive individuals and have been linked to hyperactivity in children. Fifth common preservative is sulfur dioxides and sulfites. The purpose of this is to prevent browning and spoilage in dried fruits, wines, and some processed foods. The health concern? It can trigger asthma symptoms in sensitive individuals. The sixth is propionic acid and propionates. The purpose of this preservative is it prevents mold growth in baked goods and breads and pastries. Health concern? Generally recognized as safe, but excessive consumption may affect the gut health. And the seventh common preservative is phosphoric acid. The purpose, it adds tartness and acts as a preservative in colas and other soft drinks. The health concern, high intake may lead to lower bone density and kidney issues. So let's talk about some of the health implications to these ultra-processed foods. While many preservatives are approved for use and considered safe in very small amounts, it's the cumulative consumption through multiple ultra-processed foods that can pose a health risk. Studies have linked high intake of these additives to various health issues, including increased risk of type 2 diabetes, because certain emulsifiers and sweeteners in ultra-processed foods have been associated with a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. There's also cancer concerns. Additives like sodium nitrate and BHT have been scrutinized for their potential carcinogenic effects. They also have your gut health disruption. Emulsifiers such as polysorbate 80 and carboxymethylcellulase may alter your gut microbiota and promote inflammation. The next topic I believe is completely underspoken about, and that is the effects of ultra-processed foods and the effects it has on children and ADHD. Ultra-processed foods, known as UPFs, can have real effects on children and their behavior and their development, especially when it comes to ADHD, which is known as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And as we all know, it's on the rise. So I'm going to give a breakdown on some of the facts about ADHD and ultra-processed foods. ADHD symptoms and food. And what's the link, you might be asking? Well, research has shown that overconsumption of ultra-processed foods that include dyes, excess sugar, preservatives, and everything we spoke about can actually worsen the symptoms of hyperactivity disorder. It will increase in inability to pay attention, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and mood swings or irritability. Here's what the science says. Artificial colors like the red 40 and yellow 5 have been linked to hyperactivity in children, especially those with diagnosed ADHD. The UK and EU require warning labels because of these dyes. High sugar and refined carbs can spike the blood sugar, leading to energy crashes and irritability. And food additives like the preservatives, emulsifiers, and emulsifiers may disrupt gut health, which is tied to mood and brain function. Remember the gut-brain axis. There are studies connecting diet and ADHD. In 2007, UK study was done that found artificial food dyes and sodium benzoate increased hyperactivity in children, even those without ADHD. In 2022, a review in Nutrients found that diets high in ultra-processed foods and low in nutrients like zinc, iron, and omega-3s were linked to more severe ADHD symptoms. Some kids improve on elimination diets, where additives and UPFs are cut out for a few weeks. So foods that may worsen ADHD symptoms include sugary snacks and drinks, artificially colored candy and cereals, fast food or microwaved meals, soda and energy drinks, processed meats that contain nitrates and preservatives. Those are usually your deli meats. These can create behavioral roller coasters, bursts of energy followed by crashes, frustration, and restlessness. Just remember, better food equals better mood and better focus. Many kids with ADHD benefit from diets that are rich in whole foods like veggies, fruits, and whole grains, high in protein and healthy fats. This supports brain function. Low in additives and ultra-processed junk foods. Key nutrients for focus and calm include omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in fish, chia seeds, and flax. Iron, zinc, and magnesium, which is found in green leafy vegetables and nuts. And protein, found in chicken, tofu, eggs, and yogurt. The bottom line is, ultra-processed foods may not yet be proven to cause ADHD, but they can amplify its symptoms, especially in sensitive kids. Minimizing these additives and boosting real nutrient-dense foods can really help them focus, help their mood, and their overall behavior. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment below on the topic you'd like me to discuss. And until next time, make it a great day.